Alright, picture this. It's 2020. We're deep into lockdown. I got nothing but time, a camera, an equally inconvenienced audience, and literally 1,000 robots. What else was I to do but pour hours of my life and gallons of effort into a deep dive video on the plight of my favorite neglected Autobot? It was a labor of love. It was from the heart. It was sublime. And all too quickly, it was irrelevant. Because not 10 weeks after I confidently proclaimed that Masterpiece Skids would never happen, Masterpiece Skids happened. Barely a year after I decried the absence of a new generation Skids, we got a new generation Skids. In mercilessly quick succession, my work went from a modest magnum opus to a curiously prescient coincidence to simply outdated. Can't believe they ruined my whole thesis by giving me what I wanted. There are those who say that my video made what happened happen, that I created the circumstances of my own prophecy. But in the end, who could have known that being proven wrong could feel so right? Oh, hello, Gorge. Back again, are we? My name's Thew, with Skids Review number 2. Shockingly, we are 4 years removed from my original Skids video, Skidio, and enough time has passed, enough has changed, and enough has my embarrassment faded that I'm ready to put the whole thing to bed. We're just gonna jump right back in from where we left off, so if you need a recap, feel free to watch the first video again. It was correct at time of publication, it's good, and it's still there. What, you need more context? Now, it is gonna be a battle with my instincts to stick to the chronological format here, because God, it feels bonkers to do the collector-grade upmarket masterpiece figure before the one you could get at the supermarket for 20 quid. It's like having garlic bread for pudding. But that's what's up. So join me as we check out the new Skids on the block. But first, I'd like to point your attention toward my brand new business throne, because this video is what? Sponsored by FlexiSpot. Yes, indeed. As somebody who spends practically all my time writing, editing videos, doing this, making models, gaming, and drumming, I'm a huge fan of sitting down. So it's a good job the FlexiSpot folks provided me with this gorgeous C7 ergonomic office chair. There's a lot of us who work from home these days, right? And spending long hours in the home office hunched over your keyboard can really do a number on your back. So a good chair can make a huge difference to your physical health. We gotta look after these bods. My posture was pretty whack before I started using this baby. First of all, it's strong as heck with a 300-pound weight capacity. And check out these comfort-focused features. It's got a sweet tri-station built-in lumbar support, plus a flexible headrest, a brilliant backboard, armrests that can't be stopped, an optional add-on footrest, so it can transform, convert, into a bunch of positions to keep you optimally seated whatever the mood. Yeah, that's it. We found it. This is it. This is my shape. The cushion's mesh design makes it super strong and breathable, so it stays comfy and ventilated for those multi-hour sit-in sessions, whether you're working hard, chilling out, or settling in for a marathon model run. All chairs come with a 10-year warranty for replacement parts and a 30-day return policy for a risk-free trial. So hit the link in the description, choose the spec that suits you, use my discount code for a cheeky $30 off, and join me in the comfy crew. FlexiSpot C7. It's homework in heaven. Right, now that we're all sitting comfortably, let's luxuriate in the premium prestige of the elite Skids collectible whose arrival I accidentally foretold. Or, like, the opposite of foretold. The Skids toy that I deloterofted. Yes, indeed, it's Transformers Masterpiece MP53 Skids, who finally landed in 2021 after being officially unveiled just 2.5 months after I confidently said it had never happened. It's fine. It's what I wanted. It's good, actually. I don't mind being wrong when I'm being deliberately cynical, but I don't think it was just me who was surprised. The Masterpiece line has been a massively mixed bag in recent years, having diversified hugely from its original blueprint of G1 toys for grown-ups, rolling in Beast Wars characters, combiners, and a whole movieverse offshoot line. But honestly, it was over for me the day they committed to the anime aesthetic. Never liked it, and it made it an even weirder time to drop the notoriously screen-shy Skids, but drop he did. And speaking as a lapsed MP enjoyer, it's weirdly nice to see one of these boxes again. I dare you not to be wooed by the mature appeal of this classy design. No explosions or laser beams or magma, just a product-centered presentation, all silky black cardboard and foiled lettering, with sober, evenly lit photos of the toy doing what the toy can do, complete with a lengthy Japanese blurb that lets me trick my brain into thinking this is culture. And as I understand it, the toy partially got made as a celebratory collab for the anniversary of its plucky hatchback alt mode, the Honda City Turbo. It does make me smile that Honda was so obviously gung-ho for it. They can't wait to bag that Takara collector clout. It's like bizarro jazz. Zaj. So much as the package takes me back a decade, upon experiencing the toy, it's very clear that things have progressed. Yes, indeed. Get a load of this handsome handful. Ah, Masterpiece Skids, I'm so happy. I simply can't think of a car mode that appeals to me more completely. All boxy and blue and adorable. Skidorable. Where are my Lake District fans at? So MP Skid Creole's car mode is an astonishingly faithful miniature Honda heartthrob, as you'd expect from the City Turbo's birthday present to itself, presenting an enrapturing Eiffel lovingly rendered with all its key characteristics, such as the off-center bonnet lump, the friendly bulbous headlights, the distinctive grille like a 70% progress bar, proudly emblazoned with badges and branding. We've also got the foiled wing mirrors, stalked up like antennae so far from the driver I can't possibly imagine them being any use at all, along with plenty of prerequisite car stuff, like the door handles, petrol cap, windscreen wipers, and keyholes. They really locked in. And I do love how the windows create the illusion of transparency. Like, they're almost fully opaque, you can't see a wink through there, yet they still do the job of windows. All that plus the stunning paint job with its saucy chunky zigzag stripe, and Big Billy the Skid here really gives you that freshly squeezed Masterpiece caliber car juice. Feel like we might need a reminder on what Masterpiece caliber actually means though. We have been thoroughly spoiled by Binaltech's excellent car modes and all that third-party action, so generally the Masterpiece playbook is just to look stunning. Maybe give you a few automotive action treats like the opening bonnet with suitably swished engine guts and bonus boot space for dedicated pointy thing storage, but we don't quite stretch to like rubber tires or like passenger interiors. Show me the Masterpiece that does. I think Optimus Prime maybe had rubber tires, but the car guys generally don't. And I must confess, I was initially umbraged by the absence of seats and a steering wheel, but that's more of a Binaltech thing, right? I'm a touch dismayed by the doors though. He has got them, they do open, but it feels incidental rather than intentional. There's no frame, that's a load-bearing door. You have to like fully unclip them from the chassis and weaken the integrity of the vehicle. Wild that G1 did doors better 40 years ago. So mechanically speaking, I feel like they could have gone a bit further here, especially for the big Hondaversary. It didn't even come with the scooter, for God's sake. But Masterpiece is more about the glamour shot, which this skiddity Rizzler definitely achieves, leaning into its workaday urban runabout energy and relishing its friendly neighborhood Ford Fiesta vibes. It's an infinitely endearing dopamine mobile, and you gotta try pretty hard to find any faults with it. Too bad that's my job. Well, somebody cooked here. If that's what a Masterpiece transformation can be in the 2020s, maybe I didn't mind the wait. It feels so learned and refined, and it really shows off how far the technology's come. I love the simplicity of the legs, like the way the whole back chunk folds out and drags all the guts with it. Arms are admittedly a bit of a mission, especially going back in, but it's still doable, and I never bump up against that bit. You know the one, that horrible fiddly step that you can never get right and it puts you off coming back to it. Sunstreaker. Behold the human form of actual Masterpiece Skids. Proud and poppin' and never stopping. It's so solid and legit, poses amazingly and always holds its own with no insecurity or rattliness. That is rock solid. And it looks mostly magnificent. Check out that dynamite board, man. I've said it a lot, but that Honda hood makes such a neat robot core. It just works so perfectly. It looks so cute and cassette future. It's the essence of Transformers for me. It's a cool ass robot that's also a little square car from the 80s. Anyway, the door wings are bringing the flair, along with the oddly prominent windscreen. It's not really a Skids feature I think about, but I guess it is one. Legs are flawless, boasting absurdly clean thigh blocks, deliciously deep knee joints, and the huge flared trouser foot chunks positively devastate. Even with these fake out flaps filling the gaps and solidifying the silhouette. Love the feet and all, just huge plastic chunks with massive red wedge toes, killer flat heel claws and wheels tucked safely away. It is a little bit wonderful, but I do inevitably have my frustrations. Hear me out. When it comes to the more anime-accurate aesthetic that Masterpiece has lent into in recent years, I will admit, I'm a bit of a hater. It does nothing for me, bro. It always lessens the impact of the robot, and it's kind of turned me off the whole line. And if there was ever a guy that didn't need it, surely it's Skids. We've been through this. He's only in about 3 episodes and always as an extra. That's what my whole first video was about. I just don't get how it benefits from having these sky blue parts. Like, he's already blue. Introducing a second, weaker hue doesn't look like a compliment. It looks like an error. And I don't want to diminish how good the sculpting is on the face. It's a lovely bit of toycraft, but it looks so dweeby and uncool. Likewise, the arms are physically very good. They're insanely articulated. I love the rectangular shape, and the shoulders are awesome. But they're so skinny it looks comical, and the coloring just amplifies how out of place they are. Look, I know it's just my preference, but do the crap sky blue arms and dopey soft boy face really improve him in any conceivable way? And that's before we even get to the weak-ass weapons. I've always thought Skids' guns were some of the worst in G1. Just so lame. And when they're planted on these skinny, weedy arms, it's really not helping. Such a shame, because it is so nice, but the head and the arms downgrade the whole thing from a 10 to a 7. I've written quite a lot about this. I must have quite strong feelings about it. I just feel like this is one where the natural thing to do would be to amp up the 80s early days robot toy vibe. It really needs that unabashed space mecha attitude, but it seems like they saved that for the repaints. Reboost is so much closer to what I want, man. Look at that nice even paint job, cool robot-y head, even a little driver dude, and oh look, a scooter, and dire burnout. Damn girl, give me that big silver metal mush. Melt me with those glowing yellow eyes. I think I just want a blue one of that. Do you know what I mean? Why does Skids not feel like the main version of his own toy? Anyway, I suppose there's a lot of eyes out there waiting with bated breath for the X-Transbot Savant comparison. Can eyes have breath? And what's a bit annoying is I can't give you that direct side-by-side because, get this, I didn't hang on to Savant. Sometimes I buy things just to review them. It's not that weird. I wasn't expecting to ever have to compare it to an actual masterpiece because I didn't think it'd happen. That's what the video was about. But if we delve into the backup drive, we can approximate a comparison and see that Skids definitely looks a bit livelier. The colours are more full-bodied, the headlights cheerier and rounder, but it feels maybe a touch light on features because Savant was able to roll in all those extra bits that we crave by virtue of not having to stick to a corporate budget. Cheating, in other words. And by cross-referencing the robot mode pics, we can see that Savant was perhaps a touch taller, but much messier. When next to Skids, that tum is an absolute state. Arm braces are aligned the wrong way, and I never like the face. But I feel like a lot of that isn't really Savant's fault. It's just because Skids is clean as hell. But still, it does feel stuck out of time somewhat. This is like 7 years removed minimum from the Masterpiece Autobot heyday of like Wheeljack and Smokescreen. We're a long way from the peak mainstream penetration days. Would I be out of order to say that Masterpiece is kind of a relic now? It's becoming an increasingly niche, gated community of like bougie do-overs and ropey Raidens with an ever-soaring cost of admission. I don't mind telling you, my Masterpiece collection's in shambles. I've ditched most of my Masterpieces because, honestly, these days, Generations meets my needs. I'm all set for good-looking, faithful updates of classic characters that feel nice and photograph well. This is a couple of years old now, but it feels like its era was a decade ago. And it did at the time. God, I sound like such an unpleasable nerd. I do like this. It is really good. Masterpiece Skids is lovely, and it seems to have benefited from a bit of extra cooking time, but it just feels too late for this. We've moved on. I've moved on. Let's move on. Yes, baby, let's dip back to 2022 and some of the very first reveals of pan-continuity blowout Transformers Legacy, just in time for part 3 to wrap up. Now, Legacy has broadly been pretty marvellous, and certainly worn a number of hats, bringing out bots from the most unexpected nooks of the TF galaxy, and to its credit, it's also stayed true to the modern G1 mission, plugging up the final chug holes with like Needlenose, Skids, obviously, and Road Pig. But I gotta say, the Deluxe car formers seem to have plateaued since about Earthrise, delivering solid bot after solid bot, which capably fulfilled the brief with a respectable if workmanlike dedication. This is missionary Transformers. So Legacy Skid Rock here is very much Skids as executed by the post-War for Cybertron playbook, coming at you with maximum stodge and a major grudge. Look how mardy he is, good god. The basic mecha robot vibes are off the chain here, and I'm kinda here for it. Like, that harsh hood chest is so gigantic and angular, gigangular, a bit of a plod box, an absolute crate of a man, just a total carton, with the doors positively spread-eagled in some kind of flat-faced threat display. Arms are imbued with just enough auto beef. Love the hexagonal weapon ports and flat-faced discus shoulders. And the legs are a curious couple of gazebos, all negative space and clanky outer shin panels with massive wedge boots. He's so much fun to move. Ah, you can't do a split. Yeah, you can. It's so weird. He feels substantial and sturdy, yet somehow still sounds rattly. And I'm so enamored by the head. Look how narked and serious this man is. Alright, skid marky mark. And the huge flat back head block just makes him look like he's pushed his face into a pin screen. Weapons still come off terribly beggy though. Like, I'm so done with this big dribbly sad gun and the stupid split pistol that's gotta be impossible to aim. What, you're gonna point at something and then shoot either side of it? What use is that? And they can combine, but it doesn't feel like a treat. To be fair, I was a bit done with the Siege Franken weapon gimmick by this point. I would like them to keep it. I love all the extra weapon ports, but it's not a selling point anymore. And like, making them clear and fragile is not an upgrade. You'll remember the see-through Legacy weapons. Was that the lowest cultural penetration for any line-wide gimmick ever? Thinner even than Evo Fusion. Love an axe, ordinarily, but not for Skids. Not with an awkward handle that's adjacent to the shaft, and ideally, not with this little juice. It's just skidiotic. Can we not make like Squeeze Play and just get this poor kid a Beretta? Just to clarify then, I do like this. It does capture the magic of the original Skids for me. There's enough of the mecha vibe, the deep and dusky blue is hugely satisfying, and it's such a welcome do-over from the Thrillin' 30 toy. God bless that thing, love that they tried something new, but that was not the guy. This is the guy. This is the contractor for this particular task. He needs to be normal, he craves it. Straight down the middle, regular as it gets, cheese toasty and a 2 sugar brew, jobs are good. Transformations are standard, handy fold-up. Nothing super striking, nothing mad, just a nice, reasonable squish. My body type. And the alt mode is just some friggin' car. It's brilliant. It's very Skids coded. Nicely compact and chunkadelic with the broad strokes in the right spots, but it is not a Honda. Gotta respect how good the Generations team are at genericizing our boys into copyright neutral car modes that still work perfectly for the guy they are. It's got the friendly round headlights and the honking red color slash, with just a slightly more rigid bent. All blunt square lines and hard corners, like a 1980 Golf. Functionally, we're keeping it comfortably basic, once again with the doors to nowhere and these half-sliced front wheels, making for a pretty measly doot-de-doo. Ooh, scrapey. Plus some ports if you want to siege it up, feel free not to. But there's definitely some Decepticon DNA in here. It's as much Skids as it is Battletrap, which is no bad thing, and it does keep things fluid for the inevitable army of repaints. For example, Velocitron Burnout, who's a must for Fembot fans and those who dig the Diaclone repaint revival. It's so nice to see it with Lift Ticket, turning it out in fierce black, rocking those red shoulder details that didn't make it onto Skids for some reason, plus a righteous robotic head, but I don't know if she's different enough. Like, Skids is already so dark that doing a black repaint isn't that much of a jump. I'm gonna keep her, because I got her from Walmart when I was in California for PulseCon, but you don't need Burnout. Easy pass for me. Although apparently not. Crankcase, however, very different story. That's my cranky boy right there. I've wanted a Classics crankcase forever. Probably as long as Skids. And this is definitely enough of a rework for me. Check out his fresh chest design. The roof and doors are both different. And let's be real, the whole car mode was definitely made with him in mind. A bunch of others too. You got Crosscut and Medics, but honestly, keep them coming. Give me those Movieverse-inspired green and orange ones. Let's siege sideswipe this sucker. Bleed him dry, baby. So that's Legacy Skids, I guess. A perfectly nice toy that adequately fills the skid-shaped gap in all our shelves without having to squint. Wasn't so hard, was it? And I'd be remiss not to mention that so many Generations carboys were clearly budget downscales of decade-old masterpiece designs. But with Skids coming out so late in the game and presumably being developed concurrently by a different team continents away, the Legacy design squad probably had to build their own one from the ground up, blessing us with two wholly different takes on our guy. Wholly different takes, Batman. How blessed we are, and how starved we were a year or two ago. As unthinkable as it once seemed, we are now fully up to date on Skids with a smile. Is it churlish to ask where Skids goes from here? What more could we want? Is there anywhere to go? Or is this completion? Can there be such a thing in the ever-evolving world of Transformers? What about me? Have I adequately responded to the thousands of voices telling me I'm wrong, even though I was right for a bit? How long will the job stay done for this time? Can this video possibly reach as achingly compelling a conclusion as the last one? What good is accepting the futility of striving for a goal that doesn't exist, now that that goal's been handed to me on a plate? Twice. Is it folly to apply such Wagnerian agony to a YouTube video about wanting toys? And he wept, for there were no more toys to bemoan not getting. But look man, my boy Skids is back. His presence cemented in both the luxury and slightly less luxury tiers of modern Transformers, and I don't know how much my content creator anxieties matter. Maybe I should stop saying the things I want will never happen if I'm just gonna get proved wrong a month later. Or maybe I should do it more. Bet they'll never do a Thunder Clash. But that'll never happen. I'm just here to yap about robots on the internet, and how wonderful that some of those robots should be as charming as Skids. From the one that started it all 40 years ago, to the ones in my hands in the here and now, to the theoretical next one that'll probably materialize online in a fortnight. But until such a time comes to pass, the Skids are alright. Big thanks to FlexiSpot for the sponsored segment. Now skedaddle! Haha, another one checked off, baby. We are crushing this dream list. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it's rounded off the saga sufficiently. And huge thanks indeed to all my lovely patrons and YouTube members who compel me to continue this dumb quest of mine. Huge thanks to Jake and Nana over in China, and to Christoph, who all sent me a Skids at the same time, so I had to give one of them away. Thank you, folks. You're too kind. And a huge patron shout out to a certain Jason Boudreau. Thanks, bud. See you on the next one. Bye!
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.